the 2K Sports pregame show.
Boy, what a season so far. And I'll tell you, it's only getting started. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Hornets in Charlotte. Checking out the Hornets, coming into this matchup with no shortage of confidence, they won all 4 games against this team last season. And Kemba Walker, a leader for this team, a catalyst. Kenny, talk about what he brings to the table.
Winning. You know, we saw that at Connecticut where he led his team to the national championship, and he's fearless in the big moment.
And you like his work ethic. He's gotten better every year, a leader by example, Ernie.
And that'll wrap it up. We take you courtside. Thanks for joining us.
Don't you mean tape it up?
You tape it up.
The city of Charlotte, North Carolina is the setting for our broadcast tonight. And isn't the view magnificent? It's an Eastern Conference matchup as the Atlanta Hawks come into town in this game. Welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and joining me tonight, Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, with our Hall of Famer David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. And they're looking forward to some production from Trae Young now that he's back and healthy.
Well, I mean, that was a short leave of absence, and now that they have him back in the fold, we'll see if he can pick up right where he had left off.
This season, right now in the beginning stages, but some teams, Chris, already exceeding expectations. How do they keep that momentum? How do they keep things rolling along in that way?
You have to do that in the locker room and in practice. You have to make sure that you stick to the coach's rules and roles, and have to remember your success was built and predicated upon doing it the right way. And so how do you make sure you keep that focus? You pay attention to details, and especially the little things, and stick with the basics.
Good stuff. A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. The big men are Collins and Dedmon. Over on the wings, it's Bazemore and Prince, and it's Young in at the 1. Now, here's Walker, 5 to shoot. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
They love to get Walker into that pick and roll position. 9 times out of 10, he'll make something good happen.
And Young, here we go, and he makes that one. Young's got his second bucket tonight.
How about the head of steam he's able to generate right there and just gets to the rack really easy.
Walker taking his time here. Shot on the wing and off the front iron, and in it goes.
And you got to love how Walker gets going from there. His jump shot is just gorgeous.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, I briefly spoke with Lloyd Pierce. It's the first matchup of the season against this team, and he knows that they have great shot blocking. But he did say we've got to remain aggressive and continue to attack. Put the bigs in high pick-and-roll situations and shoot the jumper with confidence. They feel that's the key, Kevin.
That's great, David. Thanks. They've got their hands full against a team that plays such tough D.
And that's why you got to be flexible in terms of your game plan, particularly on the offensive end. They might have to try a few different approaches till they find one that works.
Well, Greg, I think the best approach is a solid motion offense, a lot of back cuts, ball movement side to side. Against a team with this kind of defense, good movement is always the key to breaking them down.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Trae Young.
And see, that's the quickness of Walker. It poses so many issues for the defense. He's an expert at getting fouled while shooting.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Roof shots.
And that one falls for Walker.
Oh, man, you talk about making the engine run. Kemba Walker, he's the man. Lightning quick, stronger than he looks. I mean, this man is a competitor.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And with Walker, the effort's always there. But, Chris, so is the production.
I mean, he has some of the best handles in the game. He's going to generate offense for you. He's a good bet for 20 or more points a game, 5 to 6 assists, and provides tremendous leadership.
Now Monk, after the missed three from Trae Young. Knocked away. Now, here's Monk. He's covered by Bazemore. The three. It's Dedmon with the rebound. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
And this is why scouting is so important. You've got to be able to identify those role players who can complement what your team does.
Yeah, that was big-time production from the bench, especially on the offensive end.
Now here's Prince. Shoots over Kid Gilchrist, and he overshot that one, missing. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. Puts it up from 12. His first shot is a miss, 0 for 1 to start the contest. Here's Young. Atlanta again, missing. Charlotte trailing. Now, here's Monk. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Cleveland. Walker against Young, and too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. And while we've got this moment here, now let's take a look at last season's leaders in converting turnovers into points. Number 5, the Hawks.
And they turned all those mistakes into points at the other end. That aggressive style really yielding big dividends.
Kicks to Collins. Hawks passing it around. Pass to Bazemore. Walker against Young. Takes a three. It's rebounded by Charlotte. And this game, the first chance they've had to see Atlanta.
And they swept the season series against them last year. They really did have the upper hand.
Now, here's Monk. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Back to Walker. Over Young. Walker's shot is off.
Not easy to miss a clean look inside like that, but he manages to do it.
And Young kicks to Prince. Over Kaminsky. The Hawks again can't hit. Hornets have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. And here's Walker outside. That shot missing. For Atlanta, they've gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter. In the corner, Bazemore with it. The Hawks again can't hit. Charlotte has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Pass to Monk. He kicks to Walker. In the corner, it's Monk. And trying for the go-ahead basket, it doesn't go in. Young against Walker. Here's Monk. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. And Kid Gilchrist gets it to go in.
The defense was there, but MKG just too much for him.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. In games that came down to 1 possession last season, Chris, the Hornets won 1 but lost 5.
Which is better than going winless in those games as they did the season before. But look, you have to have closers on your team, not just clutch players, but guys who can get their own shot against anyone.
Lamb, he's checked in for Monk. Now Collins. No points in the game yet for him. And there's the whistle. That goes on Frank Kaminsky. That is his first foul of the game. And so it's Atlanta with it. And here's Bazemore. His last outing, he had 24 points. Yep, it counts. Bazemore's got his first points of the night. For Charlotte, they've gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Walker the pass to Hernan Gomez. Kicks it to Lamb. And the foul on Kent Bazemore. That's his first foul. And some changes here for the Hornets. Cody Zeller comes in for Hernan Gomez. And it's Batum in for Kaminsky. Here's Walker. Score of the basket, his third after 5 shots.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Young against Walker. Now, here is Young. D right on him. And Anderson has it in the corner. Shot clock at 5. Lets it go from the wing. Rebound, Kemba Walker. For Charlotte, they've gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. Kid Gilchrist, no luck. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for Atlanta. 18 feet out. They get the rebound. Anderson kicks to Young. Drops in the tray.
You have to guard Young tight. You got to know he's thinking of shooting as soon as the ball hits his hands.
Lamb with the ball. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Over to the left wing. And here's Walker outside. Hits the three-point bomb.
And Walker is what we call thirsty. He's thinking of firing as soon as he gets the rock. Great presence of mind from the point guard.
Now here is Carter. Passes it to Len. Here is Carter. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Well, Greg, for Atlanta, it was out with the old and in with the new for the point guard position for the Hawks.
And Hawks were able to trade down and still get the guy they wanted in Young. See him as an impact guard to build around for the future. Had to move Schroeder to free up space for Young, but this team now has a clear core to build around.
And the first one at the line is good. We've got so many young, exciting players in the NBA right now, Chris. When you think about the league's best player, the league MVP, in say 7 years, what names come to mind?
That's a great question. I mean, you have to think about guys like the Greek Freak.
Or even 5 years. It doesn't have to be that long.
Yeah, but just the potential. I know what you're saying there, Kevin. I mean, Embiid, Ben Simmons, the Greek Freak.
Tatum.
Wow.
I know.
It's just so you could just go to all the young teams and say these guys are next. I mean, all you got to do is look at the rookie, sophomore, the phenom game and just close your eyes and pick any of those guys because you know that they're talented. But, yeah, the Greek Freak, Anthony Davis, Embiid, I think those are all safe bets.
So it's the Hawks now. After the basket by Charlotte. Here's Young, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. Young's got 11 points.
Wow, what a sensational quarter from him. And as long as they have this lead, I'd keep going to him again and again and again and again.
Now, here's Biyombo. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Nick Batum, a versatile swingman out of France. A solid shooter and able to create for himself and his teammates.
And for Batum, a steady vet, but a huge contract.
Yeah, and that infamous summer of 2016 with the cap spike. I mean, he's a capable starter, but 5 years, $120 million, boy, that's a pretty penny.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops.
Oh, look, the multi-talented Batum. He has all the skills. He has the strength, the length, the athleticism. I mean, for him, it's all about staying aggressive on both ends of the floor.
Both shots good from the stripe. And, Chris, some people feel Batum should take over games more than he does.
Well, he certainly has the talent. But then again, every team needs great complementary pieces, too, and that's what he is. You just have to decide who you want to be.
Now, here's Anderson. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Carter on the wing, covered by Lamb. No good with the wing jumper. For Charlotte, they've gone 6 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. Parker dishes to Zeller. Up top, Batum, defended by Anderson. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there.
You two.
So it's the Hornets now. Biyombo finds Parker. Back to Biyombo. Clock at 6. Lamb nailed from three-point land. Lamb's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And Young, here we go. It's good, and it's his 6th make against 11 attempts.
Yeah, terrific effort there by Young, really all night. The defense has tried to make adjustments, but he's just stayed one step ahead of him.
Stolen by Anderson. Oh, and here comes Anderson all alone. That shot is off. And Charlotte will go the other way with it. Coming into this, having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
And with the type of defense they played that day, they were able to cause a lot of mistakes.
Oh, boy, that was the kind of effort coaches love to see. So active, such energy at the defensive end.
And here's Young, following Jeremy Lamb's 3. Back to Len. 6 on the shot clock. And there's the call on Cody Zeller. That's his first foul. The Hawks making a switch here.
That's his first personal foul. Now in the lineup for the Hawks, Kevin Porter.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
Here's Batum. Got a piece of it. There's a minute left to play in the first quarter. Herter. And that one drops for him.
How about the vision from the crafty little guard? Young excels at realizing when his guys have clean looks.
Now here's Parker. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Now the pass to Lamb. Outside, Batum. Just 5 to shoot. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Atlanta's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. And it's Parker with the ball, bringing it up for Charlotte. Pass to Lamb. Just 5 on the clock. From deep three-point range, it's not going to go for him. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Hornets lead by 2. We'll be back shortly live from Spectrum Center. You may not remember Vince Carter traded on draft night for his college teammate Antoine Jameson, but he talked about that crazy exchange.
So as I'm sitting back there, it's like there's been a trade, Toronto Raptors and Golden State make a trade for Antoine Jameson and Vince Carter right there. So our families are sitting right next to each other. So they're fixing the hat, and all of a sudden it's like, all right, here's your hat. All right, give us that hat. Move forward. So it was just the weirdest thing.
The 5th and 6th picks in the draft, both of them went on to great careers.
And draft day trades happen all the time, but being traded for your college teammate, a pick apart, that's pretty unique.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And let's quickly break down the game, guys, we've been watching from the Hornets.
I mean, you saw it. That barrage of threes has them grooving here after one.
Well, there's not enough defensive pressure on the perimeter. We'll see in the second quarter if that gets corrected.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court right now for the Hawks. Herter, covered by Lamb. Pass to Young. Three-pointer. Basket made. That gives him 7 field goals in 13 tries.
And the touch Young has from beyond the arc, he is almost unguardable from there.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Young. And here's the upcoming schedule for Charlotte. On Friday, they'll face off against Ben Simmons and the Philadelphia 76ers. Then on Sunday, they'll be playing against Blake Griffin and the Detroit Pistons.
And if I'm this team, I'm looking at this as a barometer to see how we stack up against some of the top teams in the league. They'll have to be at their best, but if they come out of this with some success, I think it'll build momentum for the rest of the run.
5 to shoot. There's Parker with the 3. Rebound by the Hawks. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. Shots good from Young.
Well, he's played a smart and strong game. His field goal percentage proves it.
The Hornets trail. We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. And Lamb kicks to Batum. Passes it to Parker. And there's the pass to Lamb. From deep three-point range, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
All right, a chance to check out the numbers for Batum. How he did last season. Averaged about 11 points a game, 5 assists and 4 rebounds. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
Well, yeah, lately he's been overachieving a little bit. Hopefully this is a sign of greater things to come.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, Kemba Walker helped lead UConn to a national title, but it took some time to hit his stride at the NBA level. He finally became an all-star, but his team is rebuilding in Charlotte. Mitch Kupchak is the new general manager, and James Borrego is the new head coach. Guys?
A terrific player, D.A., for sure. Thanks. Biombo kicks to Lamb. Can they get it? That's no good, and now he's missed 2 and made 2.
He had 2 3-pointers in the opening quarter, and it hasn't been able to connect yet here in the second.
Young against Parker. Young's shot is off. Hornets trail by 3. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Parker inside. Young's there. Batum scanning the floor. Here's Biombo. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. You know, see, we've spoken before about the skills that were hardest for you to develop. What parts of your game were the easiest to strengthen and fine-tune?
Wow, that's a great question, Kev. I have to think about that. The easiest. Well, I would say for me it was whatever I was doing well in college. And so that was on the post, on the right block, stealing James Worthy's spin move. And it was easier to get a little bit quicker in that because now I got to see him use it and do it to me. It was easier to have my jump shot start to get in the place that I wanted it to as a rookie. But why? Because I had one of the greatest shooters of all time, Chris Mullin, there to sit and practice with. And so when you have a great shooter and a mentor like him, it's easier because they explain it to you. And then not only do they explain how to do it, they show you through their work ethic. And so for me, it was pretty easy in those areas because I had a great mentor in Chris Mullin.
I love that story. Now, here's Collins. He's been patient so far, nothing on the scoreboard yet. Dedmon passes to Prince, and he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Well, I know he's not the #1 priority for the defense, but they still got to give him some attention, guys.
Atlanta leading by 3. To the inside. Bazemore misses. And so it's Walker with it, who brings it up for the Charlotte Hornets. He kicks to Monk. Shoots over Bazemore. And again, the Hornets missing.
The defense is doing just enough to bother him on the jumper.
No good on the 3. For Charlotte, they've gone 1 of 6 from the field in the second quarter. It's been a rough period so far. Kid Gilchrist looking around. Pass to Monk. Puts up a 3. Charlotte no good that time either. Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Hornets trail by 3. Here's Kid Gilchrist. He had 16 points in the win against Cleveland.
Well, he also made a mark with his passing and had the assist total to show for it.
Monk's shot's good. Monk's got his first points of the night.
Anytime Monk gets room to shoot, especially inside, he's such a crafty guard who you want to see pulling the trigger from inside.
Here's Dedmon, and there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. That's a foul on Charlotte.
And Dwayne Dedmon, a player who started his NBA career late, was a rookie at age 24 and then floated around to several teams, but he has gone from being an end-of-the-bench guy to an important rotation player in just the last few seasons.
2 shots. Last on the first.
A free throw drops for Dedmon. And with Dedmon and the teams he's played with, you know, he always has found a way, Greg, to slot in and give you good minutes.
Yeah, what I love about him is he knows who he is as a player and plays to his strengths. Never gives up on a play on either end of the floor. And now he's even added a 3-point shot to his arsenal to kind of further expand his versatility.
C-Web, one area where the Hornets really improved last season, offensive rebounding.
Oh, yeah, they've been good on the defensive boards for a while. But when they added Dwight Howard, suddenly the second chance opportunities begin to pile up. I mean, I don't know if they can maintain this without Dwight Howard, who's one of the best rebounders of his generation.
And Atlanta has possession. Frank Kaminsky making his last shot. Herter, guarded by Walker. Herter gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. And the Hawks lead by 3.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Pass to Hernan Gomez. Prince against Kid Gilchrist. The 9-foot shot, and Charlotte again with the bucket.
Such an advantage for Kaminsky. He can finish inside with either hand.
This is to Bazemore. Kicks it to Collins. Feeds it to Dedmon. Kid Gilchrist with the steal. Oh, and here comes Monk all alone. And they take the lead.
You got to respect the two-way game of Kid Gilchrist. Terrific at clogging up passing and dribbling lanes with his length. How about the potential of MyLeague Monk? I mean, tremendous prospect. He's an excellent shooter from distance and should become more consistent as he improves his strength.
Atlanta making a switch here. Carter's checked in.
One shot.
The free throw drops for Monk. And Monk, a dangerous scorer, but still has work to do, Chris, on the defensive end.
Well, some of it's his effort. I mean, some of it's his awareness. I mean, Monk's still learning what it takes to be a pro. He won't maximize his minutes until he's a factor on both ends of the court.
Count the basket.
But they found exactly the shot they wanted. I mean, they'll take that every time.
Charlotte has got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Bazemore against Walker. Monk, no one around him. Charlotte, no good that time either. For Atlanta, they've gone 6 of 11 from the floor. Over 50% shooting here in the second quarter. Got that one up quick. Bazemore's got 4 points in the quarter.
Oh, that's some fancy ball handling right there. Since when does he take guys off the dribble?
And Walker kicks to Kaminsky. To the inside. Howard down after the assist, let him into the lane.
And this is perhaps an area where Kaminsky is a little underrated. He has great court vision and makes really good decisions as a passer.
Bazemore dishes to Prince. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Bazemore gets the bucket. Bazemore's got 8.
And his shot, has come around. I mean, for most of the first quarter, it looked like he might be in for a long night.
Now, here's Monk. 5 points in the game. There's Walker with the 3. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. Bazemore passes to Dedmon. He kicks it to Collins. Carter on the wing. Over Walker. Misses off the left iron.
There's a lesson for you. Don't showboat. Tries to get fancy with the fadeaway, and it backfires.
Passes to Kaminsky. Now Walker. He picked up 30 points in their last win against Cleveland.
And one of the big ways he came through was at the foul line. They couldn't contain him. He was equally effective at scoring baskets as well as getting to the line.
Now here's Prince. After the miss from MyLeague Monk. Prince kicks it to Bazemore. Shot clock at 6. There's the pass to Dedmon. Knocks down the 3 ball. Dedmon's got 5 points now in the quarter. A lot of give and take between these sides early.
Yeah, and both teams look like they came to play. We should have a good one.
Now, here's Monk, defended by Carter. And the foul on Kent Bazemore. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
And already his 3rd foul. It's got to be time to get him out of there probably until the 3rd quarter.
Young's checked in for Taurean Prince. Pass to Walker. 6 to shoot. Hits the target from 18 feet. Walker's got it all tied up now for Charlotte.
And the soft touch from the mid-range. Good choice by Walker to just rise and fire right there.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
It's stolen by Monk. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Rebounded by the Hawks.
Not a very consistent quarter for him in terms of his shooting.
Carter the pass to Bazemore. And Carter with the basket on the assist by Bazemore. Bazemore's got 3 assists tonight.
And since the first quarter, we've seen them ease off on that long-range affair. And frankly, that's probably a good idea.
Now here's Kid Gilchrist. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Tipped away. Stolen by Carter. Fast break, the Hawks. Here's Young. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Kemba Walker picks one up.
He's a guy you have to game plan for. The way Young scores and passes the ball creates so many problems for the defense.
And he knocks down the first one. And for Trae Young, it's a little unfair that he's already being compared to Steph Curry.
Scouts are always going to look for comparisons. And I'm not saying Young is Curry, but many of the strengths and weaknesses are similar. The size and athleticism, the insane range, and both have that it factor.
And so Young nails them both.
He's so confident, so self-assured on every free throw he takes.
And so it's Parker with it. He'll bring it up for the Charlotte Hornets. 4-point game. There's 1:38 left in the second quarter. Now here's Lamb, guarded closely. 4 on the shot clock. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. And it goes down 2 points. Hernan Gomez has got 4 this quarter.
Now, usually he's a shoot-first guy, but this time Lamb with the instincts and intelligence to set up teammates off the pick and roll.
Spellman. That one's not going to go. Now Charlotte takes it the other way. And the call will be against Justin Anderson. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
.104 left to play here in the half. Parker against Young. Outside for Batum.
And haven't really been that sharp from beyond the arc. And they're only getting worse as we get closer to halftime.
And Parker comes with the help. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. So it's the Hawks now. Pass to Len. The dish now to Carter. To the middle. Left side Anderson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
15 seconds left in the first half of the game. Lamb up top, defended by Carter. Outside, Batum. Here's Zeller. And it is good at the buzzer. Wow!
And they make sure to get the last shot of the quarter there. Nicely done.
Yeah, clock running out. They stay poised and get the shot off just in time.
Tie game here in Charlotte. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back. It is bedlam here. The hometown crowd loving that first half. I'm Ernie Johnson along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Kemba Walker was the story in the first quarter. He had 16 points and 3 rebounds. Shaq, your thoughts on the Hornets?
Well, the reserves came in and played like starters. Gave them some big points off the bench. It'll be no surprise to see them get more minutes in the second half. They definitely deserve it. Though sometimes when you get more minutes, you get exposed. We shall see.
Talk to me, Kenny. How did you think Atlanta played?
Efficiency. I think that's big. That's a key to success. You got to protect the basketball. You can't make those risky passes that lead to highlight film dunks. So I thought it was a great job.
And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway.
The scene at night here in Uptown Charlotte, where we welcome you back to the action. We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. It's been one outstanding game from Trae Young.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
Yeah, and then it wasn't all dunks. I mean, they were squaring up with confidence, and that became contagious.
And here's Walker. Walker and Monk are the guard tandem. Hernangomez out there with Kaminsky. And it's Kid Gilchrist in at the 3, the small forward. So that's who James Borrego starts the second half with. Monk's shot's good.
And Monk's just got a good feel for kind of how to exploit the defense, especially about how quickly he gets his shot off after getting the pass.
Now here's Bazemore. It's stolen by Monk. Fast break now for Charlotte. Monk's got the ball. Kicks it to Walker. Now, here is Hernangomez. Dedmon defending. And oh, here we go. Young's got it. The fast break chance. From down in the low post, it goes. Young's got 24.
Right there, you love what Young gives you. A great facilitator in transition, and he's also a terrific finisher.
Hernangomez finds Walker. Over Young. Walker's shot is off. The Hawks trailing.
Yeah, another first-year head coach who came up through the ranks as an assistant. James Borrego had been an interim head coach for the Magic in 2015, but he was quickly told that the permanent job would not be his.
Now, here's Collins. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Collins has got his first basket of the night. Third quarter, guys, and this has been a neck-and-neck game.
Both teams getting it done defensively, as evidenced by the 8 lead changes thus far.
Charlotte no good that time either. And talking about Borrego leaving Orlando, and in some ways turned out to be a blessing.
You're right, Kevin. I mean, he spent the next few years in San Antonio as an assistant to Popovich. His second stint as an assistant with the Spurs. The first time around, though, he was part of a 2-time championship team. This man has winning in his genes.
Now Bazemore. After the missed 3 from Malik Monk. Young.
I love the way Walker plays defense. He gets right in the grill of his man.
Hits the 3-point bomb. And now a 4-point Hawks lead.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
To halt the run. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Walker's got 18 points.
Well, yeah, you see there, this is what Walker's built to do. Score the basketball. He's having a terrific night.
Bazemore with it. He's got 8. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, 5 for 10.
Oh, the floater's a tough shot, even when you're that close to the bucket.
Now here's Walker. Hernangomez passes to Monk. Charlotte moving it around. And stolen by Prince. Inside, here's Young. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Young's got 26.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Young against Walker. Kaminsky in the corner to the paint for 3. And there's the rebound by Dedmon. Dedmon's got his 4th rebound in this one. And the Hawks getting another basket right there.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Outside, Walker. Monk kicks to Walker over Young. Misses off the right iron. The Hawks leading by 8. Down low, hangs, and they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
The Hawks have made all of their free throws so far tonight, going 6 for 6.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
And the Hornets making a change here.
One shot, gentlemen.
Biombo's checked in. A free throw drops for Dedmon. So Charlotte calls timeout. They're first.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Ooh, this is ugly. No question about it. And you wonder if these matchups aren't favoring them right now.
A chance to take a moment and compare the front court and back court scoring on the night for Atlanta.
And their guards have been the difference makers. This lead wouldn't be nearly as big as it is if it wasn't for that backcourt. Those guys have been running wild.
Hornets trail by 11. Outside, Walker. He kicks to Monk. Shot clock at 6. Out to the right wing. Yambo dishes to Monk. And once again, off the mark by Charlotte.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Here's Dedmon, and Dedmon throws it down.
And guys, that's his game. I mean, battling in the paint and cashing in on those second chance opportunities.
And Greg cashing in hard. I mean, man, oh man, he puts an exclamation point on that dunk.
Yes.
And anybody can get a run-of-the-mill putback, but he makes them count.
Young. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. For Charlotte, they've gone just 25% from the field here in the second half. They're 2 of 8. Kid Gilchrist against Prince. Left side, Kid Gilchrist. Over Collins. And he can't stop the run as he misses.
Yeah, really frustrating right now. They just can't seem to stem the tide here.
Yeah, going up against a big run, trying to mount one of your own, I mean, it's exhausting and takes a tremendous amount of energy here.
Here's Young. Fades away and sinks the tough shot. Young's got 6 in the quarter.
And a depth mid-range shooter as well. All Young needs is a little breathing room, and he set the fire.
Charlotte calls timeout.
And looking at Prince's game, you know, he could be the ultimate complementary player. A good shooter, doesn't need a ton of touches, solid enough on defense, and is showing signs of improvement.
Young against Walker. Passes it to Monk. Stripped it away. Shot's good from Young.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
And so it's Walker with it who brings it up for Charlotte. Trailing by 17. Now the feed to Kaminsky. Stolen by Collins. Herter. The shot off that time. Now Charlotte takes it the other way. Here's Monk. 8 points for him. They could use a bucket. Jump shot is good. Monk's got 10 points in the game.
And Monk is a good shooter from the mid-range. He's only going to get better the more he looks to shoot from there.
Back to Young. And he makes good on the layup. Young's got 10 points here in the second half.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Walker against Collins. Walker the pass to Kaminsky. Kicks it to Kid Gilchrist. Kid Gilchrist with the steal. He dishes it to Walker. The pass to Monk. Back to Walker. Shot clock at 5. From 20 feet out. The shot that time not on target. And Atlanta will come the other way. Herter. And the shot is good. 6 points for him.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Hornets trail by 19. Outside, Walker. Here's Biyombo. And he banks in the layup.
And that's a perfect setup. Solid screen, defender can't avoid it. Opens up a clear path to the bucket.
Young against Walker. Young inside. Six on the shot clock. Here's Collins. He can't get that one to fall. And Charlotte will come the other way. Monk kicks to Kaminsky. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. Here's Biyombo. Dedmon with the block. Prince, right side. And the shot goes down.
Timeout, timeout.
Prince has got 5 points now this quarter.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And the Hornets call time here.
Yeah, he needs to tell his guys to just box out with some energy. That's basic basketball. They've been lazy on the backboard and have allowed way too many second chance points.
So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Cody Zeller's checked in for Biyombo. Batum comes in for Kid Gilchrist. Lamb, he's checked in for Monk. And Parker subbed in for Walker. Atlanta also making some changes here. Alex Len's checked in for John Collins. Justin Anderson comes in for Taurean Prince. And it's Carter in for Young.
I like how Lamb just shrugs off the contact, showing true toughness on these finishes.
It's stolen by Kaminsky. Lamb with the ball. Carter on him. Lamb finds Parker. Outside, Batum. From 18 feet away, it's Dedmon with the rebound. Dedmon's got 7 rebounds in the game. Herter, covered by Lamb. Herter cans it from short range. 8 points for him. Hornets trail by 19. Now Lamb. 8 points for him. No good from 11 feet. Herter trying to get open as Carter. It's tipped.
And despite the short wingspan for a big man, Kaminsky with the height and timing to steal block shots.
Lamb passes to Kaminsky. And Lamb kicks to Kaminsky. Fires the three. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. That's 7 points for Frank Kaminsky.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
Herter, covered by Lamb. Herter, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Let's take a quick look now at some stats for Lamb, how he performed last season. Averaged about 13 points a game last season, 4 rebounds and 2 assists. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
Well, yeah, lately he's been overachieving a little bit. Hopefully this is a sign of greater things to come.
And the first one at the line is good. Hernan Gomez is checked in for Charlotte. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. There's a minute 34 left here in the third quarter. And here is Parker. He's been quiet so far, still no points in the game. Pulls up on the elbow, lands soft on the front of the rim and drops.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
Pass to Len. Baseline J on the way. The Hornets pull it in. Hernan Gomez has got 4 rebounds now tonight. 56 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Parker finds Batum. Clock at 6. And too long on the shot.
Hate to say it, but he's dragging them down. Not a single bucket this game.
Anderson outside. 26 seconds left in the third quarter, and he comes up with the deuce.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half, sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Kent Bazemore's checked in for the Hawks.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That one misses for Anderson. Hornets trail by 18. Lamb with the ball. 10 points for him. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. And he's got his first chance at the line here.
Jeremy Lamb.
One shot. One shot.
And the technical free throw is good.
Now, after that great college tournament we all remember Jeremy Lamb performing in, Lamb was drafted 12th overall by the Rockets, but his career had a bit of a seesaw for a while.
Out of bounds, Atlanta will take possession.
Hawks ball.
Seven seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Bazemore. The Hawks again can't hit. And so it's Atlanta, feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. Back to the action after this word.
You know I come around and rock it. You know I come around and rock it. You know I come around and rock it. Hold up. You know I come around and rock it. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, it's also called making a good read, understanding where everyone is and taking full advantage. Fantastic.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And so in the game for the Hawks, they've got Carter. He's out there with Kent Bazemore. Len out there with Anderson. Back to Len. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's Lamb, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. Lamb's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Hornets. Atlanta leading by 15. Now here's Bazemore. Anderson outside. Pass to Bazemore. Shot clock at 6. Outside Carter. A three-pointer is right on target.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
Parker kicks to Batum. Passes it to Hernan Gomez. With some arc and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Alex Len picks one up.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good, Hernan Gomez. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. About a minute played here in the fourth quarter. Bazemore passes to Anderson. He kicks it to Len. Whistle blows, basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Alex Len. Shooting 1.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Hornets trail by 19. Here's Lamb. Got a piece of it. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. And Bazemore kicks to Carter. And Vince Carter with the slam.
And you know Carter is taking off on the drive. When he has a head of steam like that, he's looking to tear off the rim.
Now here's Lamb. Parker finds Hernan Gomez. It's Parker with the drive. Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
How about that move? Is this guy special or what? Just love watching him operate inside. And what a career it's been for Tony Parker. 4 titles to his name, a finals MVP, 6-time All-Star. I mean, the accolades go on and on for what is truly one of the most impressive resumes you'll see in the NBA.
And for Tony Parker, will certainly go down as one of the greatest Spurs ever to put on a San Antonio uniform.
No doubt about it, Kevin. And it's strange to see him in any other uniform than a San Antonio Spurs. And he made a move in the offseason. And, you know, here's what he brings to this team. A lot of experience, championship pedigree, and a guy that I think could maybe help get this Hornets team over the hump.
Now here's Parker. And he makes that one.
And the defense making its presence felt, but Parker just too creative when he gets down low.
Parker against Young. Here's the teardrop, and it's good on the way in. Young's got 12 points here in the second half.
And they're really in a good position here, thanks in part to the way he's been able to score the basketball.
Charlotte calls timeout. Without question, Trae Young displaying his skills today.
Wow, it's time for them to switch up their defense on him because what they've been doing so far is not working.
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is checked in for Charlotte. Kemba Walker comes in for Tony Parker. Collins checked in for Atlanta. Taurean Prince comes in for Justin Anderson. Goes up to the stripe, and the rejection by Collins.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Good. 9 points for Prince.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
I mean, I don't know whether to say it's amazing or it's sad, but you're down double digits and you still allow an uncontested layup. Where is the pride? Where is your heart? I mean, logs his first 3 of the second half after nailing 2 in the first. They don't want to let this fella get going.
Now here's Bazemore. Defense right on him. Unloads from 9. Up again. Great positioning on the putback.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
And the foul on Kent Bazemore. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
And that's his 4th, and no doubt he would have liked to have not gotten it this soon.
And the Hornets making a change here. Monk's checked in. Hawks on D. Hernan Gomez kicks to Monk. Len grabs the board. Atlanta leading by 19. Young taking his time here. Now the pass to Bazemore. His three-pointer's off the mark.
He's trying to help him add to this lead, but he just can't find his touch.
Now, here's Monk. He's covered by Bazemore. Takes it from 10. Rebound by the Hawks. Collins has got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Now, here's Bazemore. Defense right on him. That one goes. Count it.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
His first personal foul.
Chris, coach turnover happens a lot in the NBA. And there are some people that feel that, teams are too quick to make a change. What do you think?
Every situation is different. Sometimes an obvious change is needed, but
shot.
sometimes it feels more like desperations. Think about it. The best franchises typically have stability, and fans aren't stupid. They know when their team is just trying to throw a worm out there to catch and to see who they can get, or if they're using the past coach as a scapegoat, trying to redirect the emotions of the fans to direct them to cheer for their team further on. But a lot of times, I tell you this, though, coaches getting fired are because the players don't execute and follow through. A lot of times it's not the coach's fault, but usually they have to take the fall, and that's what being the leader is all about. And unfortunately for the coaches, there is quick turnover, but hopefully they can land back on their feet at a new place with another job, with a team that'll listen and let them set the culture.
Good insight.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Now Hernan Gomez. And here's Walker outside. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Walker's got a pair of threes here in the fourth quarter for Charlotte. And here's Young. And the shot goes in. Young's got 38 points.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Young against Walker. Last season, C-Web, the league implemented rules for resting starters. Has that had any effect, in your opinion, so far?
I'm not a big fan of it. I think that this should be something that's held in the locker room, that if you're a player and you're hurt, or if you're tired, that you and your coach should be able to talk about it, and definitely he manage your body the way that a coach should. But I don't think that this should be something that's just out on the table that I can take a rest day. It's just never been in the game. This is a new precedent. But I do love what the commissioner and the NBA has tried to do, is address the issue, because it was getting out of hand, resting players, especially on national televised games. If I'm a fan and I'm coming there to watch my favorite player and you're not playing there tonight, and I've saved up for these tickets for months, gotten good grades, done everything my dad has said to do, and he's taking me to the game and you don't show up?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's a big letdown.
That's sad. Now, here is Young after the miss from Malik Monk.
Now, this has not been his best effort. He's lucky his teammates have been there to bail him out.
And it's Walker penetrating.
Kemba Walker continuing the fine tradition of New York point guards. He should not go unmentioned when you talk about the NBA's best ball handlers.
Kemba Walker.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
That's good from Kemba Walker.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
And some changes here for the Hornets. Biombo, he's checked in for Hernan Gomez. And Bacon subbed in for Monk. And so Walker nails both of them. Before last season, the NBA voted to restructure the lottery odds. C-Webb, you think the changes will promote, better competition?
More even odds for the bottom 5 teams. That's the way that it should be. The bad teams should get the little bit of help if they're needed. And I do think that it promotes better competition. So I'm definitely happy with the way the NBA restructured the lottery odds.
Now, here is Young, following the miss by Kemba Walker. Young inside. It's good.
2 points.
Young's got 42 in the game.
Fending off the defense well there. Young solid at just being crafty enough in these types of situations.
Now, here's Walker. Biyombo up top. Pass to Bacon. 5 on the clock.
Hawks foul. Count hold. That's his first personal foul. Going to the line. Dwayne Bacon. Shooting 2.
2 shot.
No good on the free throw. And some changes here for the Hornets. Batum comes in for Kid Gilchrist. And Tony Parker subbed in for Kemba Walker. And the second free throw, good. Pro basketball is one of the few sports where awards are league-wide, C-Webb, and not divided by conference. I wonder if the NBA should consider giving out separate awards, for the East and the West.
Kev, I don't know about Eastern and Western Conference, but I do believe that there should be an offensive MVP. I do believe there should be a difference between MVP and maybe the best player in the league, because how do we define some of these things? So I do think we can tinker with some of the awards, but East and West, I'm not really sure with. I think it should always be about the best out of the total number of teams and conferences.
Good perspective. Here's Collins, and finished off by Collins.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Now here's Parker. Here's Bacon. They get the rebound. Fader on the way. The shot comes out.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area. An even stronger second half. Tremendous efficiency at the offensive end of the floor.
Here's Parker, following the bucket by the Hawks. Got it. Good job in the low post. Parker's got 7 points here in this quarter.
And that drive by Parker, he gets hit, but he just seems to have a way to contort his body and handle the contact and still finish.
Now here's Plumlee. Here's Prince. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
And you can see how this game is going. I mean, put a body on somebody.
Man, this is what happens when you get discouraged. Sometimes it just affects every part of your game.
Here is Parker. And Batum with the basket on the assist by Parker.
Well, that just speaks to the confidence Batum has in himself. He likes to catch and shoot, Jay, because it catches defenders off their guard.
Young outside. Prince outside. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
How about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Last year, the NBA moved the trade deadline to before the All-Star break, C-Webb. Did you like that decision?
It caused teams to make trade decisions much sooner, and I like that. But I don't like the fact that maybe if, let's say, I'm a fan of Utah Jazz, and you trade the player that we love so much, and he's an all-star, and I can't root for him as a Utah Jazz fan. So as a fan, it gets a little bit tricky because that's still my player, and I want to celebrate with this guy at the all-star break, but maybe I can't. But I think that what it does is it makes the teams much more competitive because no longer can you sit back and wait and have the time you could before to think as much as you could. Now you have to make a decision on who your team is, the identity, and do you want to get better now or take the risk now? And I think it's put some teams on the hot seat, and I like seeing teams on the hot seat having to make decisions quickly.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Hawks.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Trae Young.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
Collins with it, and Zeller picks him up defensively. Plumlee tips it back in.
Yeah, with this lead, that's probably going to do it. Fans heading for the exits.
Wow, this is just a huge road win. These guys banded together. Just an awesome performance.
And it's the Hornets with the ball after the basket by Atlanta. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Bacon. The shot from the low post is good. Herter, defended by Batum. And so Atlanta takes this one by a big margin. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Webber, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. So long and good night, everyone.